the other day. In fact, last night I did a show and I went over like a pork chop at a Jewish wedding. A lot of Jewish people out there, I guess, huh? That maybe has something to do with the way that I was raised. We were kind of poor. In fact, I was so poor that we could only afford tap dancing lessons for one leg. I said we could afford tap dancing lessons for one leg. Didn't work the second time either, did it, Steve? Right. We were so poor. Oh, you're sharp. That's good. That's good. We were so poor that my brother and I used to fight over the dog's leftovers. Oh, gee. Boy, did you feel everything come to a screeching halt just about then? Did you? Well, I've got to introduce to you our next act. This next gentleman, he is a native of Ann Arbor, Michigan. A long, long time ago he was here, but he recently moved out to California. Recently, I mean about 10 years ago. He moved out to California. That's where he's living now. He is currently doing a lot of school shows. Let's get over here in the light for him. A lot of school shows. He does about 300 school shows a year and about another 50 on top of that. So about 350 shows a year, which is quite a lot. A native of Ann Arbor, here he is, Mr. Dennis Loomis.
Convention Committee for making it possible for us to come back and spend a little time here and see so many of our old friends again. And right now, I'm going to need an assistant to come up and help out with a little bit of magic here. An older gentleman, if we could here. How about, well, let's see, the fellow right down here in front. You're kind of handy. Would you like to come up and help out? All right. Thank you so much for volunteering. Come on right over here and stand on this side. What's your name? Ron. That's a great name. My parents had a sense of humor, too. Now, Ron and I are going to do a trick with two pieces of rope the same length that we'll be cutting with the scissors here. Actually, I'm going to give Ron the scissors and let him do the cutting. That way you'll know everything is fair. Now, the easy way to make two ropes the same length when you have one long piece, of course, Ron, is you just put the ends together. Then you slide over to the center. And if Ron cuts the rope right there, we'll obviously get two exactly the same length. Of course, I said that was the easy way, didn't I, Ron? Yeah, magicians never do anything the easy way. Let me show you the hard way. This is a little game of proportion that I play. You might like to go home and try this yourself, Ron. Or you might have better things to do, come to think of it. Anyway, the idea is to cross the ends. You pull down on one of them, and you try to stop at just the right place. So when the rope is cut up here by the end, this piece will fall down and be the same length as the other. Get the idea of that, Ron? All right, cut it right here by the end then. Don't cut the magician. Good. And you can see the way I did that, we have two pieces exactly. Oh, I really missed, didn't I? That's kind of embarrassing, but you can help me out of that, Ron. Just grab those with the other hand, cut off the long one so it's the same length as the short. That's good, and you can let those just fall right down. Now we have two exactly the same length. And with the... You trying to mess me up here, Ron? Now, he's probably a little nervous with everybody watching. We'll give him another chance. Just make sure you cut off the long one and not the short one, right? Yeah, now he's got the idea. Now we have two exactly the same length. And with, well, that's crazy. You break everything you play with? No, I'm just teasing, Ron. For some reason, this seems to happen to me quite a lot. And when it does, there's really only one thing I can do about it. You know what that is, Ron? I have to start all over again with one long piece of rope. Did you like that, Ron? You like magic? You want to learn a magic trick you can do? You wouldn't mind if I took a second here to teach you my trick, but you can all watch and learn too. Let's see, what shall I show you? The way you've been doing so far, I'll teach you a simple trick. Have you ever seen a rope without any ends? It's very unusual. Most ropes have two ends, one on each. I'll show you how you can magically make a rope without any ends. You just put the two ends together like that. And you borrow a pair of scissors from someone. Thank you, Ryan. You will be able to do this, I guarantee you. You make a little cut a few inches down from the end. Then you come around to this side and do it again. Now you see we have a rope without any ends, right? Because there they are. A little bit of humor there, gang. There's very little humor, wasn't it? Let's get back to the magic before they walk out. Right now, take the scissors there. I do want to do the trick with the ropes the same length, and I think I know what was going wrong before, so I'll spread the rope out like this. Yeah. Now, Ron, you can just cut the loop right up there. Oops. Right up there at the very top for me, if you will. That's good. Oh, I see. We'll have to cut the loop in the center also. There you go. Now we're through with the scissors there, Ron. Thank you. Oh, wait a second now. That's too many. It's not his fault. I did that to myself, didn't I? Spread it out here so that we got three, and the trick only works with two. I know what I can try, though. There's an old trick I used to do with three pieces of rope. I magically turned them into two. Maybe if I do that now, the two will turn out to be the same length. I can show you the one I wanted. Shall I try that, Ron? It's a bundle of enthusiasm, isn't it? All right. As I remember, I just gathered up the ends like that, gathered up the centers, snapped my fingers, and... No, I don't think that's it. Let's see what else we've got here. There's one like that. Oh, that's ridiculous. Didn't we have three about the same length a minute ago, Ron? Now they all seem to be different, you know. Sometimes when this happens, the people sitting out there think that I cheat. They think the rope stretches like elastic. You can help me to disprove that, though. Just grab onto the end, get a good tight grip on it there, and let's just jerk on the rope a couple times. Good. You can call that two jerks on a rope. Oh, they like the corny stuff, right? Yeah. Especially this group right over here. It took me a while, but I finally found their level. Seriously, though, that rope doesn't have any stretch or give to it at all, does it, Ron? That's correct. Good. Now, I'd like to explain what you're seeing here. I don't want anybody to go home and lose any sleep over a silly rope trick. Some of you think that you see a long piece of rope, but it's not true. It's just an illusion. Others think they see a medium-sized piece. That's not true either. Some poor, deluded individuals think they see a little short piece of rope. I'm going to show you how we can destroy this illusion. Ron, come on right over next to me. I want you to see this from close up. You're also going to see this from around in back here. See, everybody else is watching from the front. Now, I'm evening up the top ends, so the problem is just the bottom ones. If they were even, the ropes would be the same length, right? Right. Ron agrees, a little reluctantly. Actually, I can tell by his eyes he still sees the illusion. He thinks that he sees a long center, a medium center, a little short center. He probably thought when I said they were the same length that I was just stretching the point, because we couldn't have three the same. That would be magic. I just figured something out here. I figured out how to go from 3 ropes the same length to 2, like I was trying to do before. It's so simple. I don't know why I didn't think of it, huh? I told you magicians never do anything the easy way. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. Don't worry about it, Ron. She's always throwing something at me. You can laugh, but it's true. Now, the 2 ropes get tied together with a square knot. Do you know how to make a square knot, Ron? Good. Then watch close and see that I don't cheat. Right over left is the first part. Then you do it the other way around. The left end over the right. That gives you this little knot. It's what the Boy Scouts call a square knot. You probably recognize that. The important thing is that it's really tight, though. So you take that rope. I'll pull on this one. Let's get the knot really tight. Good. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. The 2 ropes are about the same length, but it's only because the knot is in the center. See, if the knot were down here, this would be a long one. That would be a little short one. On the other hand, if the knot were down there, this would be the long one, that would be the short one. And Ron, if I didn't have any knot in that rope, I would just have 1 piece of rope. Thank you very much, and thanks for the help, Ron. You can have the rope here as a souvenir. When the show's over, some of your friends might like to examine it. You'll let them see its regular clothes. All right? Give Ron a big round of applause. Well, let's see. I need another sucker or assistant up here to help out. Once again, we need kind of an older person. A tall one would work out really well for this. I see a hand back there on the aisle that kind of snuck up there. Yeah, the big blonde-haired fellow. Oh, yeah, come on up here and help. Thank you so much for volunteering. Come on right around up here. Tim Lars. We haven't shared a stage together in a long time. Come on right over here. Yeah, that's good. Now, usually in public shows, I ask the question, how many people have heard of Harry Houdini? 90% of the people here obviously have. Amazingly, the school kids recognize the name, which is amazing because he died way back in 1926. It's a long time to be remembered. But most of them think of him as a magician, and some of them don't even know what escape artistry is all about or that. But I'm going to demonstrate one of Houdini's escapes for you here tonight. Tim, you probably had a chance to see some handcuffs up close sometime during the... You don't have to tell us about it. But did you know that they make a miniature pair of small ones that go around a person's thumbs? Yeah, they're called thumb cuffs. I brought a pair of them along with. From where you guys are sitting out there, they might look like a toy, but these are no toy, I promise you. These are carried by the United States Secret Service, you know, the guys who guard the president. And they're used by some undercover policemen, too, because they're so small, they're easy to hide in a pocket. Now, Tim, you can see they're adjustable like handcuffs. They get smaller and smaller. We want everybody to see that they don't open up. So just pull on the bows a little bit. You'll see the openings don't get any bigger, just smaller. And did you notice the 2 rows of sharp steel teeth down there? When your thumbs are inside and they're closed tightly, the teeth bite right into the bottom of your thumb to keep you from doing any pulling or tugging to try and get out. Because of those teeth, the police put a second lock in here. They call it a double lock. See the little square pin down on the bottom? That's what locks it, Tim. You have to use the key, but use that little pointed end on the circle thing. You can push it in, it will click. Now the bows can't move either way. And you can check that out for me, too, if you would. Watch out for their teeth, they're kind of sharp. Once they're doubly locked like that, they can't accidentally tighten up on someone and cut off their thumbs or hurt them badly. And you have to do 2 things to let somebody go. First of all, the key is used in the lower keyhole. You turn it all the way around. Now, they won't open yet, but they're adjustable. You can see now they can get smaller. Then the key is used in the other keyhole. If you turn it one way, it opens one side. and the other way opens the other. I'm going to give Tim the key to the cuffs here. He'll appoint you an undercover policeman for today. Think of yourself as Belker on Hill Street Blues. Now you can arrest me and lock the cuffs onto my thumbs. And push them down good and tight, really. Don't be afraid of hurting me. I see that he's not. That was pretty good there. The side's a little higher than the other. See if you get another click or two over on that side. Yeah, he did. And try this side too, just so everybody will be sure. That was pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, Not like down in front here, we'd had a cardiac arrest in the front row. Now you've done a good job, Tim, and you can always tell. See how my thumbs are turning white and purple there? Means you did it right. Now you need to lock the double lock. So take the key out and use that little pointed end on the circle. Push that pin right straight back in until it clicks. Good. Now I'm going to try to escape from these without using the key. Of course, we'll let Tim continue to hold that. We can take the black cloth from my arm now. Open that out and show everybody both sides. For just a second, I want them to see I don't have any extra keys or things hidden in there. That's good. And now you can just drape it over my hands for me here. Yep, that's the idea. Maybe not quite that high up on the arm. Oh, I'm sorry, that's, look, did you grab that there, Tim? Yeah, just cover that right up. Yeah, that's good. You can step around over on this side. No, that's all right. You can stay right here. I want to see how quickly oh, I'm sorry, that slipped again there, Tim. Yeah, just cover that up one last time. Because I want to see how quickly I can escape. You know, some days I can get out in 3 seconds. Let's see how long it takes tonight. 1, 2. Oh, you're way ahead of me, Tim. Yes, indeed, I did manage to escape. Oh, before you go, Tim, just check and see that they're doubly locked for everybody. You'll see they don't move either way. Yep. And then don't forget to return the key, because we're going to need that back in California. Thank you for helping. Give them a nice round of applause. Well, let's see. I should get a young lady or two up here before the evening is finished. How about, yeah, we have a run right down here and in front. Well, 2 of them right together. Would you both like to come up and help? Yep, don't be afraid. Come on, right up here. Onto the stage. You can come around and stand on this side over here. Yep. And you can come around on this side over there, if you will. That's good. What's your name? Susan. All right, Susan. And how about you? What's your name?
Kristen.
Kristen. All right. Susan and Kristen and I are going to do a trick with a little black bag I brought along here. This is one of my favorites, probably because it was one of the first magic tricks I ever saw. Went to my first magic show when I was just 4 years old. And I hope I can do it as well as I did so many years ago. Your name was Kristen. Did I pronounce that properly? Kristen, do you happen to sew at all? It's not important. I was just curious. But I do want you to check the seam on the side of the bag here. Just make sure there aren't any holes or anything in there. And then follow along the top. Look, make sure there aren't any holes or openings there. And we will let Susan check the other side. Come on over where you can see. Good, Susan. I want you to see that there aren't any holes or openings in the seam there. This end of the bag is open. That's what makes it a bag. Now we'll turn it inside out. And you can reach right down inside there. First of all, take a look, Kristen, see the seams on there. They're nicely finished up in there. That's called French seams. It's not too entertaining, but it is educational. Now, Susan, why don't you just reach inside? That's probably the fastest way to make sure it's a good solid bag. Feel anything down in there? No? Okay, we'll turn it back the right side out then. And Kristen, you can reach in also. Check that out. Reach all the way down. Anything in there? Good, let's do some magic with it. Hold your hand out, just flat like that. Good, here we go. You know what that did? Oh, it'd be hard to guess. You can put that away now. A little clucking sound is a big hint, though. There should be something inside the bag. Hopefully it will be an egg. We said a chicken over there. Thank you. Glad you came. Susan, why don't you take a look at the egg there. Take a close look at it, because I want you to see that that's a real egg shell. You'll also see I took all the gooey stuff out through the little holes in the end there. That was just to protect your clothes. Well, frankly, to protect my clothes. Now, we're going to see if Kristen is paying close attention. So I have a couple of questions for you. Kristen, first of all, where is the bag? Oh, that's very good. And where's the egg? No, I'm just teasing. But watch very closely now, because sometimes the people way in the back who can't see as well as you think that I cheat. So where is the egg now? You want to reach out and feel it there, just to be sure? Uh-huh. Can you feel it there? Yep. And you can check it also, Susan. You feel the egg right there? Yep. Nod your head big, though, while you're awake. Good. Let's see if I can make the egg disappear. Doesn't seem to be there. Maybe if I turn it inside out, we'll see something. No, I don't think so. Susan, why don't you just reach down inside and see if you can feel anything in there. Pull it inside out if it's empty. It's really gone, isn't it? Yeah. And you can check it also. Kristen, reach right in there. Push the corners down for me, will you, while you're in there? Is the bag empty? Good. So you get to hold it. Hold it right up at the top there, nice and still. Yeah, that's perfect so that I can aim here. Susan, you get to hold your hand out now. We're going to do this part again. You know why I do that? Because I like to. That's why. With a little luck, the trick works too, and the egg should be right back inside the bag. One more thing here, because I know we have some skeptics in the back there. When I went to that first magic show so many years ago, I thought magicians made everything disappear by stuffing it up their sleeves. It's before Annette and I went down to Burbank to see David Copperfield manage a jet airplane, of course. That'd be a trick. But I know some of you suspect the egg is small enough to go up my sleeves. Here, I can't blame you for thinking that. I'm going to get the young ladies to help me demonstrate that's not what's going on. So move in just a little bit, Kristen, and Susan, you should be good there. With your left hand, hold on to my wrist here. The other left hand, that's good. And you can get the one on this side, Susan. With the right hand, hold the wrist. There you go, that's good. You don't have to cut off the circulation. Good. Now, you each have another hand. So with one finger, hold the bag for me, just like that. Can you do that, girls? Yep, you may need to come a little closer, Kristen. Yeah. Now try and hold it nice and still so I can balance the egg here. That way I can push it down in with just one finger, and everybody can see the egg really goes inside the bag. And the two of you are close enough to actually see it down in there, so look down at the bottom. Can you see the egg down there? Yeah. They're different heights, otherwise they hit their heads together when they do that. I wait for that to happen every show. Now let's see if the little bag can make the egg disappear while they're holding it and also holding my wrist. I have to reach inside, so Susan, you just kind of go with the flow here. So you have to get right down and get the very corner down there. If I can get the very corner, I can pull it inside out. Yep, girls, you can let go of the bag. Just keep holding my wrist. Let me pop the corners out here. Looks like it's gone again. Susan, reach down in there, see if you can feel anything. Pull it inside out. It's really gone, isn't it? Now you can let go of my wrist. Now I want to try one more thing before I send these pretty ladies back to their seats. I want to see if I can turn Kristen into a magician. Are you relieved, Kristen? I don't know what you were thinking there. Don't tell me. I don't want to know what you're thinking. But just so everybody will know that I haven't cheated, reach down in there, make sure the bag is empty. Can you feel anything down there? No? All right. With your left hand, hold this side of the bag right over there. That's good. And with the right hand, hold this side. Hold it nice and still. That's perfect right there. Susan and I are going to take a couple steps off in this direction over here. Yep. Now, Susan, you're going to be the magician, so you got to pay close attention, all right? With the left hand, get a good tight grip on the bag. Then with the right hand, you can let go, because that's the magic one. Wave the right hand around the bag. Oh, that's very good. Have you done this before? Shake the bag just a little with the left hand, wave a little more with the right hand. Now remember, she felt nothing in the bag. She saw nothing in the bag. She's been holding it all by herself. I've been standing here 5 feet away. Reach in there, Kristen, on your own. If you find anything, take it out, show it to everybody. Give her a big round of applause. And give Susan a nice round of applause, too. When you get back and you see your friends, Kristen, you can tell them you were part of the magic show. You came right up here on the stage in front of everybody, and you laid an egg. Well, we were talking this afternoon about where magicians get ideas for the tricks and illusions and things we do up here. I get mine from a lot of different places. Some of them come to me during dreams. Have you ever had a dream that was so vivid you thought it was really happening? You did? You did too? I remember one I had. I thought that I woke up in the middle of the night and I was in a toy store. It was so late, the place was all locked up, so I couldn't get out. So I wandered around and I played with some of the toys, and then, but wait a second, why am I telling you all this? Why don't I just show you my dream?